Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. As you probably know, Maduro, the president of Venezuela, is was visiting Turkey, and he met President Tayyip, Tayyip Erdogan. And as you probably also know, Mr. Maduro was not invited in participate at the Summit of Americas in Los Angeles. He was not invited by the American administration, U.S. administration. So he embarked in a trip to strengthen his friendship with possibly some members of the new club, the opposite club of the current global club. So he visited Erdogan in Turkey, and he was received with all the honors and guards and all that. And now he's in Iran, and he and the Iranian officials are making a lot of good deals. Money. Let's see. And they're strengthening their friendship, and probably they will sign up for the new club. This article comes from Reuters, June 10th, 2022, and this is the title. Maduro says Venezuela, Iran to sign 20-year cooperation plan. That's long term. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro announced on Friday that a 20-year cooperation plan with Iran will be signed as he arrived in Tehran for a two-day official visit. In an interview with the Iranian television station Hispan TV, Maduro announced the opening of a weekly flight route from Caracas to Tehran and said Venezuela coffee could be sold to Iran alongside the plan to sign an agreement on Saturday in different areas of cooperation. Details on the cooperation plan were not provided. Hispan TV also said Maduro will meet with Iran's president Ebrahim Raisi during the two-day visit. Iran and Venezuela, both sanctioned by the United States since 2020, have expanded cooperation, particularly for energy projects and oil swaps, helping the Caribbean nation ease the effect of Washington measures. Who's the Caribbean nation? Is Venezuela a Caribbean nation? I think it's a South American nation. What's going on with this guy here? Reuters. Venezuela Caribbean nation. It's on the land mass of South America, Caribbean, are I think the islands, the area of you know. But nevertheless, so in an interview with Iranian television, the new flight route and the coffee and other different areas of cooperation, and then Iran and Venezuela, both sanctioned by the United States since 2020, have expanded cooperation, particularly for energy products and oil swaps, helping the Caribbean nation ease the effect of Washington measures. In May, Iran's state-owned National Iranian Oil Engineering and Construction Company signed a contract worth about 110 million euros to repair Venezuela's smaller 146,000 barrel per day refinery. The agreement was sealed after recent negotiations attended by Iranian Oil Ministry Javad Oghi, who was in Venezuela early last month and met with Maduro. Maduro arrived in Tehran on Friday as part of an official trip that earlier this week included Turkey and Algeria. He said he was accompanied he had company. I can't even say that word. So he was together with some ministers and officials in areas including agriculture, technology, oil, communication, tourism, and transportation. Well, unbelievable. I'm not going to try again. That's it with a word. Accompanying, but anyway, put it in the past tense, not in the tense continuous. present tense continuous. But anyway, nevertheless, it seems like Iran is not that isolated. It seems like, how should I put it? You've been to school, so you know that sometimes you have. I'm not trying to. Maybe I should not use this. But I'm going to use this example. Sometimes in a classroom there's some outcasts that nobody wants to talk to or something like that. And now they form their own group and they have their own, activities and so on, which is good. Otherwise, they will be like, outside of the world community, if you know what I mean. Especially if you have a bully guy, say bully, a guy who's a little bit more, flexible, let's put it this way, more energetic, and takes control of the class, and then he decides who's who, what's what, and maybe he's gonna punch one or two, and he decides who's a good person and who's a bad person, and who should be talked to and who should be ignored. And then those guys who are ignored get together, and by number they can challenge the big guy, or at least they feel safer. In this case, it's not. I mean, it is, but it's not like that. The thing is, United States, these two countries don't do what the United States uh, want them to do, which were provided a script, a list, and they said, no, we're not going to have unlimited access to our oil, because that's what it is. If Iran and Venezuela would not have oil, you wouldn't hear from them, ever, unless they get in a fight, and you're going to hear about 30 minutes, and then the news will die out. So the only sin of these two countries is that the only sin is that they have oil, a lot of oil, and the United States wants it, and these guys don't want to give it under the United States' demands or requests, or how you want to call it, and that's the problem. And it seems like Iran and not it seems Iran and Venezuela are supported by other big shots, and those big shots are growing even bigger than they are, and those other big shots will probably shake hands pretty soon. They are holding hands right now, but not officially, like calling it a certain kind of name. Like these guys have NATO, the other one should say, I don't know, the Organization of Beautiful, Fantastic, Honest Countries of the Universe, something like that. And then there would be Russia and China, and they have the energy, they have the labor, cheap labor, they have resources, obviously, they have brains, they have geostrategic locations. So I don't see why they have military capabilities. I don't see why the second club could not have its own, how should I put it, closed economic system, closed military alliance, closed everything, like insurance companies. Get out of the system, the current global system that is controlled by the big guy. And that's going to happen because with the sanctions, they actually just push them overboard, and they will just say, okay, we're already out. So how about we function and we don't care about you anymore? I foresee that's what's going to happen. So Maduro, Erdogan, Algeria, and Iran. Okay. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.